بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The month of Ramadan is one in which the Quran was sent down as guidance to mankind and as manifest proofs of guidance and the criterion. So let those of you who witness it fast in it. And as for someone who is sick or on a journey, let it be a similar number of other days. Allah desires ease for you, and He does not desire hardship for you. And so that you may complete the number and magnify Allah for guiding you, and that you may give thanks. The first question is, how was the Quran revealed in Ramadan, while we know that it was revealed in 27th of Rajab, the first verses of the Quran? There are two answers to this question. Many Sunni scholars, based on this verse, ignore the historical account and say that the first revelation came down in the month of Ramadan. However, that doesn't tally with the historical records. The second answer, which is held by majority of Shia scholars and not some, but many Sunni scholars, is that the Quran had two levels of revelation. One revelation was from the protected tablet, Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz, which is a higher rank of revelation, to Sama'ud Dunya, the closer heaven, or to Baytul Ma'mur or Baytul Izzah, as they call it. Now, what was the purpose of these two ranks of revelation? Why it did not come directly from Lawh al-Mahfuz to the Prophet, rather it was revealed first to Baytul Izzah or Baytul Ma'mur and then to the Prophet? Apparently the reason is that Jibreel had to read these verses from a lower rank of creation rather than from the protected tablet, and therefore it should have come down all at once to that rank, and then it came gradually. Jibreel could read it from Baytul Ma'mur as Allah ordered him during the time وَمَا نَتَنَزَّلُ إِلَّا بِأَمْرِ رَبِّكَ. As Allah commanded him over certain times, he actually read the Quran from Baytul Ma'mur and brought it to the Holy Prophet during the years in which he was preaching. The second question, what is the literal meaning of Siyam? Siyam, like Qiyam and Sawm, they have almost the same meaning. They mean refraining from something. Now, it may be refraining from speech, like as we have in Surah Maryam, إِنِّي نَظَرْتُ لِلرَّحْمَنِ صَوْمًا فَلَنْ أُكَلِّمَ الْيَوْمَ إِنْسِيًّا. I have made a pledge of Sawm, and so I do not speak to anyone this day. This was refraining from speech. However, of course, in the Islam, the meaning of Siyam is refraining from eating and drinking and other certain things during the day in the month of Ramadan as an obligation, and in other days as are recommended. The third question is that why Ramadan is made a month of fast, as we have in this verse, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ. Whoever witnesses this month should fast it. It means whoever is present while this month comes, the fast is obligatory on them. The reason is that there is a great close relation between fasting and Ramadan. In Ramadan, we have received the highest blessing of Allah, and that is the revelation of the Quran. And therefore, we have to show the highest gratitude, and we have to worship as a sign of thanksgiving to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and therefore these two are closely related to each other. Also, because fasting in Ramadan would somehow purify the soul, make a person more inclined towards spirituality. It goes very well with the revelation of the Quran, which has come to purify the people. In fact, in the month of Ramadan, some blessing has come from the heaven. We have to prepare ourselves to receive the meanings of that blessing. And that is why Shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, is the month in which that you have to fast. The month in which the Quran is revealed, in that month you have to fast. The other question, what is the difference between hudan linnas wa bayyinatin min al-huda wal-furqan? It is a guidance for mankind, and it is manifest proofs of guidance, and it is criterion. Now, the meaning apparently is hudan linnas is general guidance. As we know, general guidance in all revelations is the same. In all the books of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have brought the same revelation. شرع لكم من الدين ما وصى به نوحا والذي أوحينا إليك وما وصينا به إبراهيم وموسى وعيسى أن أقيموا الدين ولا تتفرقوا فيه. The same religion which was given to Noah, Moses, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, is given to you as well. However, there are different rituals in any particular religion, which is called a shari'ah. لَكُلٍّ جَعَلْنَا مِنْكُمْ شَرْعَةً وَمِنْهَاجًا. For every nation we have put a shari'ah. A shari'ah are different rituals that they have. For example, Hajj is not written, legislated for any other religion than apart from the religion of Islam. And therefore, hudan linnas is that general guidance which Allah has given to everyone during the whole history. Bayyinatin min al-huda are particularities of the faith, telling us how we have to fast, how we have to pray. So bayyinatin min al-huda is more detailed than hudan linnas. And criterion is what differentiates between haqq and batil, especially with regards to the previous scriptures, because previous scriptures we know that they have been somehow merged with things which were added to them later on, and therefore it is criterion, it is a Furqan which differentiates between them. What is the purpose of لِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, coming at the end of the verse, so that you magnify Allah for what He has given you. Now, this may refer to the end of Ramadan, the Eid, or it may refer to the whole month of Ramadan, so that by fasting you show your humbleness and you show the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your heart. You know, when we fast, we really show our humbleness and show that how esteemed, how valued Allah is for us, that we go through this sort of worship. So we do this takbir of Allah in our hearts, لِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ. And it is a sign of course, gratitude for the Quran, which Allah has given us in this month. If it refers to the Yawm al-Eid, as we have in many traditions from both Sunni and Shi'i sources, it means that on the day of Eid, after you have fasted, after you have gone through this long worship, then you magnify the Lord, you thank the Lord for giving you the blessing of this month and also the blessing of the Quran. Was Ramadan a month of fast for previous mentions or not? As we have in a couple of verses before this, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. fasting is written for you as it was written for the nations before you. Some say that nations before us were fasting Ramadan too, based on this verse. However, apparently Ramadan is something which is specifically given to the nation of Islam, although fasting generally was written on previous nations, and every nation had days of fasting as the Muslims have the day of fasting in Ramadan. وصلى الله على محمد وآله